It goes without saying that from the day we're born, not everyone sets foot into this world as equals. Picture being given a star or rarity grade and knowing right there and then that life was over before you even had a chance. Now, this sort of concept isn't something new or exclusive to Epic 7. Usually, the rarity of a character in games dictate their scale of power or overall potential to grow. Epic 7 is also by no means special in the department where lower grade heroes can potentially outshine higher rarity heroes, but neither of those topics are what we're discussing here today in this video. At least not exactly. On April 30th, it was announced that a couple heroes were seeing some balance adjustments. Among them was a 3-star hero known as Carrot. While at the time, players found the changes on her to be nice, there wasn't much else. Most of the hype and discussions surrounded finally seeing Maid Chloe given justice, along with the buffs of Flan. But on May 14th, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Oh! Yes! I didn't think that was gonna kill, dude! Oh my god! Landies, you had your time, get the f out, dude.
Carrot just comes in, boom, skadoosh, gone. One turn, doesn't even get to play the game, everything is gone, dude. The entire team just fully wiped by a 3-star unit.
I know we had to buff a lot of those heroes who's not being used. Carrot, maybe OP.
I feel like I have to pick her, but I don't. She's not very fun to use.
And it's unkillable, right? It's a character that's extremely tanky, does insane damage, has insane mitigation, strip.
The thing is, they overtuned it and up, right?
There's no way I win this, right?
It didn't take long for players to realize the strength behind the 3-star hero known as Carrot, with her being picked or banned in what would be 100% of Epic 7's World Cup quarterfinals all the way into the finals.
Because the tournament, the Epic 7 World Championship, was like literally right next to the buff, most of the contendees literally did not have enough time to actually mess around and actually play around with the Carrot or figure out most of the counters. Her kit basically had everything that it basically asked for, especially in the tournament style drafts. When everyone is not risk averse and most of the damage dealers are actually banned, Carrot became like an unstoppable monster where there's no way that you can actually kill her. She does a lot of damage, and she fits in most of the tournament playstyles where everyone just plays Soul Weavers and Knights.
So what did her buffs entail? For starters, her S1 chance to detonate all burns was changed to a guaranteed to detonate all burns. A self-cleanse passive was given to her on a 1-turn cooldown every time she's hit, on top of a barrier also on a 1-turn cooldown every time she's hit. Continuous healing buff was added to her S3. She now strips a buff before applying the burn debuffs from her S3. Soul Burn was moved into her S3 to grant her an additional turn, increase the overall attack stats from her runes, increase debuff proc chance from her runes, 20% damage reduction when her health is above 80%. This isn't an isolated case of a 3-star hero suddenly making a rise in the meta. We've seen heroes such as Falcon or Clary bring unprecedented strength, and even the protagonist himself is a viable top pick. Literally, the guy you start the game with is really good. You can unsarcastically start the game today and have yourself a solid number of heroes considered contested picks in the highest level of competitive play. Epic 7, play your anime, download now. But that's where the debate begins. From the community standpoint, there were two sides. One which felt that Carrot being a powerful 3-star hero was great for the diversity in the meta, and the other feeling that she did quite the opposite and it felt like she became the meta, with the majority of players who participated in the community poll feeling that she's not overtuned, she's just strong.
She ends up being like a 1v4 kind of unit that you normally see all the time. She feels extremely oppressive. There's not a lot of ways that you can actually kill her, as I mentioned before. She ends up being one of those like brain dead picks that people always pick off. It's like there's so many games that you actually see nowadays where the first thing that people actually pick is not actually their knight or their utility characters. The first thing they will think about is like, hey, look, when can I actually get that Carrot first pick, right? So I personally think that she's really toxic as of right now, especially if they start banning out every single solution that is actually used against her. They ended up just getting rid of that and you have no way to actually kill it. Because since she requires so many different niche units to actually counter her in the first place, getting rid of the utility that enables these niche characters, it almost feels like she's like an unfair unit.
At the end of the day, everyone's entitled to their own opinions, and while most consider opinions to be immune to what's right or wrong, they'd be right in this case.
Should a hero's grade dictate their viability? I would personally answer no. I think in Epic 7, we kind of are spoiled that most characters are at least viable in some situation depending on how you use them. No matter whether they're 3, 4, or 5 star, it really doesn't really matter as long as they have a good kit and it fits in the team that you're actually putting them in. Every single character really just fills in a different kind of niche and a different setting. And now that we actually see like some 3 and 4 stars actually having really amazing kits, it's a good thing that Epic 7 is actually leading towards this direction where they make most characters actually quite viable. We don't see it heavily dominated by all 5 stars. We see like a mixed margin of different characters, no matter what grade they are. As long as they are good in this team, they can actually set up your entire team as a whole.
If you'd like for us to cover more hot topics related to Epic 7, make sure to comment below, like this video, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to reading some heated comments. You know, as someone who still hasn't built Carrot to this day, I've only got one thing to say. Imagine losing to a vegetable.